What's up, YouTube? Man, I know if y'all boys watch, shout out to South Sports. If y'all watch South Sports, y'all seen, um, we did our prediction video for the South, or for the team's records. I picked the Texans to lose to the Saints before the game, pregame. I picked the Texans to lose to the Saints, 35-31. So the Texans losing is not what I'm hung up on. I'm hung up on how they lost, the way they played, them getting the lead with less than a minute left, the way they got the lead with the Kenny Stills touchdown, and then the way they let it up. And another way, I'm not surprised because I've been harping back and forth. Man, let's talk about it. Man, the Houston Texans fall on Monday Night Football to the New Orleans Saints, 30-28. A lot of things that I've been thought about kind of ruled its ugly head. You know, a lot of people may say, "Oh, the Saints have lost 5 straight season openers," and then like Deshaun is like 4-1 out of his 5 primetime games. I'm like, well, the law of averages say that we will lose this game. I'm a guy who like I like to play the laws of averages, and they ain't gonna continue to win, and Deshaun ain't gonna go like 15-1 in primetime games. So you knew this was coming. The secondary, what I've been harping back on ever since the moment that AJ Bouye left his team. I've been talking about the secondary. I told you guys during the preseason how I see some things out of Roby that I liked, but even though he was on somebody like this, people still making plays and making catches. He wasn't making any plays on the ball, and that's exactly what Mike Thomas was doing. Mike Thomas was making plays on the ball. He was catching the football, and Roby was right on him, but Roby wasn't making any plays. And what I've been saying about this secondary remains true. I said I don't think that the secondary is going to be. I'm not saying they're giving up 500 yards every game, 5 touchdowns every game, but in crucial moments against the Breezes, the Bradys, the Mahomes, the Matt Ryans, the at the time talking about Andrew Luck, the Phillip Rivers and quarterbacks of these natures and this caliber, that in game crucial time situations, they will allow the defense will allow the offense to make plays, like they did to Russell Wilson against Seattle, like they did to Nick Foles last year against Philly, how they did against New England 2 years ago against the Patriots, like those type of situations. And that's exactly what happened because they did it twice. It was the drive before their game winning drive, how Breeze was able to make the plays he needed to make to get them into field goal range to kick the game, kick the field goal to put them up by 6. The defense allowed them to do that. Exactly what I said. The defense allowed them to make plays when it's time for them to run out the clock. That they can make first downs to run out the clock. Backdoor again. The defense allowed them to make plays, and I put these solely on the feet of Rack. I know a lot of people want to go out there and blame Bill O'Brien. I'm not going to blame Bill O'Brien in this game. Bill O'Brien did not have a masterful job of coaching, but he did a job that was good enough. Rack, on the other hand, continued to put his defensive players who are deployed of talent in the secondary in bad situations, especially on the last play of the game. There is no reason for the team there's no reason for you to be playing prevent defense when they only need 7 yards in 6 seconds. There's 6 seconds left on the clock, and they only need 7 yards, and you have 2 linemen you have two D linemen. Everybody else is playing prevent. You got people back in the end zone. Why? Why? If they beat you over the top, they beat you over the top. But what makes more sense in that situation, is to play regular defense. Because if you make Breeze hold on to the ball, then they have to score a touchdown on that specific play. That's what you have to make him eat up the clock. So you have to make him drop back. You can't just let him drop back and make a quick decision, because that's what he needs. He needs to make a boom, boom decision and call a timeout because they have a timeout left. No, that's not what you're supposed to allow him to do. You need him to drop back and move, try to make a move. Him drop back, you put a pressure on him so he has to leave to evade the tackle or take the sack, and the time runs out. There's no reason for you to be in preventive. Like, you wasted a beautiful, masterful performance by Deshaun. Deshaun played his ass off. I said this at the Philly game. I'm going to say it again. That's my quarterback. Like T.O. said, that's my quarterback. You botched once again another performance when Deshaun pushed you in a situation to win. And that's what I keep on saying about the secondary. I've been saying this for the longest. I don't give a damn if you have a brick wall in front of Deshaun protecting Deshaun Watson, because this secondary is going to let it up. We have to be winning by 2 touchdowns, 2 scores, to guarantee a Texans win. Because even how good Deshaun is, the secondary lets up in crucial situations when you're playing against these upper echelon quarterbacks. I've been saying this for the longest, and look, hey, opening day, they ain't make me have to be a lie. They ain't wait till week 5, week 6, week 7 to make me out lie. They proved me in week 1. Now I'm telling the damn truth. They proved me in week 1. I was telling the damn truth. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. Now Miami had that blowout yesterday. A couple players like Xavier Howard had got the agents out reaching out for trades. Who knows? Even though they allowed 50-some points yesterday against the Ravens, but I just think that's more so that they just don't want to be there. I think if you put Xavier Howard in this type of culture with these type of playmakers, guys who want to win in the way your quarterback plays for you, I think they can get it done. But then also, this might not be just be on the players. Cause I said this is on Rack. And another player, number 22, Colvin. Colvin is trash. Colvin's straight trash. I've been saying that. I didn't want us to sign him. I was upset when we signed him. Colvin is straight trash. Straight trash. I'm sorry. I'm completely sorry. I was actually, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping that he was gonna be a surprise cut. I was really hoping last Saturday when they did cuts that he was gonna be a surprise cut. And he wasn't, and I kind of know he wasn't, mostly because he still has guaranteed money, I think, for this year. So he'll be a cap hit, but I just really wish they would have bit the bullet on that one. I really wish they would have. But let's talk about what our quarterback did. Deshaun Watson was 20 of 30 for 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, was sacked 6 times. The offensive line still got a lot to work on. Completion percentage of 66.7%. And a passer rating of 114.3. Carlos Hyde, first game as a Houston Texan, 10 carries, 83 yards, no touchdown, but 8.3 yards per carry. Duke Johnson, first game as a Texan, 9 carries, 57 yards. Deshaun, 4 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown off that 21-yard scamper. Hop, 8 out of 13 targets. 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. Will Fuller, only 2 receptions, but they were big receptions too. Both of Will Fuller's receptions were big receptions, especially that 54 one. Kenny Stills, 3 catches, 3 targets, 3 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown, and really because 2 of the catches were like those little sling passes, they really didn't give him the yards. But that 37-yard touchdown, man, we got some playmakers. We got big playmakers, and we have a quarterback to put the ball in their hands. Cause Duke Johnson had 4 catches for 33 yards. I mean, we got guys who can make plays. We put the ball in the hand. We got guys, and we have a guy who can distribute. Like, I'm not worried about this offensive line outside of the protection. They allowed 6 sacks today. One of the sacks was on Tunsil. Had a decent game for the most part, except that last sack that was completely on Tunsil. That Tunsil got fooled on that one. Most of the other sacks came on the other side. It was 1 sack that was Deshaun's fault, because Deshaun didn't feel. Actually, it was 2 sacks. Deshaun didn't feel the rush. Another one, Deshaun stepped up and went into the sack. He didn't evade it. He should have got rid of the balls. What I mean to say, but the other sacks were on the offensive line. So I say out of 6. 4 of them were on the offensive line. 1 of them was on Tunsil. And the other 3 were just on the right side. I mean, of course, this offensive line has to clean up a lot of what they've done. They can't continue to play like this and get your quarterback 6 sacks in the game. So the offensive line has to play better. That's an understatement. The offensive line has to play better. And the offense, as far as the way they made plays, the offense looked good. Like I said, Duke Johnson looked like how I thought he would look. Carlos Hyde impressed me a lot. Will Fuller looks like he's back to himself. I expecting big things out of Will Fuller. Hop dropped a couple passes early. Hop had 3 bad drops early on, and then also had the roughing the unnecessary roughness on the interception, which kind of walked him into the end zone a little bit. But he made up for it with that catch on he made up for it on that catch, and then backdoor Ken Stills catches the touchdown that's supposed to have won the game. It should have been the game with touchdown, kind of like the Vincent Smith touchdown last year that should have won the game. But all in all, I'm proud of what the Texans accomplished, how they looked. They didn't go out there and embarrass you on Monday Night Football. They showed that they are a for real team. And I think that even though they're behind the standard, Titans are right now leading the AFC, or the AFC South rather. And like I said, I believe that the Titans are going to be there at the end of the season. I think it's going to be the Texans and the Titans battling for the AFC South, especially with Foles being out for, more likely Foles going to be out for the year. I don't really see them bringing Foles back. Unless they're in the thick of things. And then if that rookie looks decent enough, who knows? So I don't know. I think it's more so going to be the Texans and the Titans going forward. Like I said, I picked the Texans to lose this game anyway. I did pick the Titans to lose against Cleveland. The Titans beat Cleveland. So I'm gonna need the Texans to have to gain ground somewhere. I did pick the Texans split to the Titans, so the Texans still got to play the Titans twice. So there's still enough ground. It's only one weekend. It's still enough ground to make up. I'm not worried about that right now in the slightest. But I'm worried about, can the Texans secondary and defensively be able to make plays to help this offense out? Because this offense is putting you in situations to win games. They went up 21-10 on this team like that. They dominated the first half. It was three straight drives, three straight long drives the Texans walked through. The Texans have offensive playmakers. Deshaun is the real deal as a quarterback. We have, in my opinion, the best receiving core. I know the Browns, but the Patriots just got AB. I know they got Flash. I forgot about Dorsett and Edelman. And I know Cleveland has Jarvis Landry and Odell. But I still remember Kiki didn't even play today. I like what this offense can bring. I like this receiving core, and I think this receiving core can make plays. I think we have a quarterback who can distribute the ball and get them if he has time. So we need to work on getting him a little bit more time. And remember, this is Kenny Stills and Carlos Hyde and Laramie Tunsil's. They only been in Houston for a week, so they knew it. They knew this. Duke Johnson didn't play any preseason game with the Texans. So even though he's been here for a while, he still is not all that comfortable with his offense. And you can tell because it was one play that it was a miscommunication where Deshaun had to run because he was supposed to hand the ball off to Duke, and Duke just ran off. And I think if he would have handed the ball off, Duke would make some plays. And that's not nothing. Both Duke and Carlos Hyde made plays out the backfield running the football. What I've been harping about Lamar Miller. To me, they look better today than Lamar Miller looked in his majority of time as a Houston Texans. I'm sorry. Like, the way that they ran the football, I'm very happy and impressed by the running game. I'm very encouraged about the running game. And I think that I want to see more. But I think we can run the football with these two guys. I think we might. I'm not saying this is going to be the running game forever, but I think that we can, this can get us through a year or two until we're able to bring in maybe a rookie or another run back of a supreme talent. Because, of course, neither one of these guys are your Zekes or your Saquons or your Gurleys or your Le'Veons or Melvin Gordons even or Kareem Hunts, anything like that, or Alvin Kamara's. But I do think with Duke Johnson, you can have a Christian McCaffrey. Even though I know Chris McCaffrey had over 100 yards rushing, almost had 100 yards receiving too yesterday. I do think that Duke can be that level type of player who can get you a good, because that one play that he made, he caught the ball and then made a move and then went off. It was a lot of moves that Duke made. He was toe tapping on the sideline and stuff like that. Like, Duke made a lot of plays. And I think that when they get more comfortable and this offensive line protects a little bit better, I think they can make even more plays. But, it was a hard-fought loss. I hate to lose the way we lost because it's a heartbreaking fashion. I almost lost my voice when Skills scored the touchdown because I knew the game was over. I'm like, touchdown! Touchdown! I was screaming loud. Probably woke up the neighbors if they were sleeping. My bad, neighbors. I'm sorry. Y'all hear me if I woke y'all up. Y'all got work in the morning. My bad, baby. But, no. Like, they played their ass off, and for them to lose the way they lost, I just feel bad. Especially, like I said, the way the defense looked at the end. The way the defense looked in the fourth quarter period. And then this defensive calls. I just don't understand what Rack was doing in that situation. And I've been saying this since last year about Rack. I think the game is past Rack by. I think it was time we should have got a new defensive coordinator this offseason. And I've been saying it for the past 2 years about the secondary. I don't like the pieces that we have outside of Reed. Gibson really didn't look all that well. And I also think that was more so because Rack was putting Gibson in bad positions. Roby, I like Roby's speed. He's not looking like he's gonna get burnt, but he's allowing people to make plays. And like I said, Thomas is not. He's not a burner. He's not a guy who's gonna just go out there and burn you. So he's gonna make plays, and we allow them to make plays. So that's something that's gonna rear its ugly head. And remember, the Texans don't have a first round pick for the next 2 years, so it's gonna be hard to bring in top end talent in the secondary via the draft unless they find a way to trade up. That's why if you can make a play for Xavier Howard, I say go ahead and do it. You already put your chips in for this year anyway. Go ahead. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.